persistent stream key's not on.
Yeah, it is. Oh. I was going to fuck it out somehow. You're right.
Hello everyone, I'm Tim from Tim's PC, and I build custom PCs to suit anyone's needs or budget. Also live stream my builds and repairs for transparency and educational purposes. So if you'd like to get an awesome new PC and you'd like to see it get put together live, send me a message today. Alrighty, so I'm back at work now after a few days off sick. Just felt like shit, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm feeling a lot better today. Woke up and you just feel a lot better after being sick. Yeah, so I shouldn't whinge too much because I work from home. So, I mean, I shouldn't really complain, right?
No.
Anyway, so we're back here tonight. We've got a few PCs to deal with here tonight. So we've got one that's come in that needs to be diagnosed / repaired. We've got one that's just needs a fan replaced. And then we've got another one, which is another Lian Li D011 mini like this, that we just need to finish it off. So a little bit like the Lian Li that we finished off for the young fella. This one's not from a young fella, I don't think. I think this guy's a little bit older. But he just wanted, he doesn't know much about the software side of things and getting everything set up, so he just wanted that sort of done and the power cables and stuff put in. So yeah, no problems. But anyway, we'll just get stuck right into it, I think. So this is the first PC that we've got to deal with. So this has come from one of our partner businesses down in Sydney. So this is from a build from Titan Tech, right? And the owner of Titan Tech, he called me up and he let me know the details about this. He said to me that basically he bought this customer. The customer bought one of their top of the range PCs because they do all pre-builds, right? And he personally builds the top of the range ones because he doesn't want any problems with them, blah 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 blah. So he knows that they're all sweet, and so he sends it out to this customer, and this customer has nothing but problems. Sends the customer a new graphics card, still has problems. Customer sends back the whole PC, and then Isaac sends back a completely different PC, right? A brand new one, and upgraded it to a 4080 from a 3090 or 3080 or whatever. So did everything he could, and the dude's having the same issues again. And it's just it just sort of strikes me as too weird. It's too much of a coincidence to have, like, you send the customer like what, 2 new PCs essentially and 3 graphics cards, and they're still having the same problem. Sort of says to me that something's going wrong on their end, like with the monitors, with the cables, something like that is stuffing up, and that the PC is fine. So based on my conversation with Isaac and my conversation with the customer today when he dropped it off, I'm still sort of leaning towards the fact that we're gonna fire this up, and we're not gonna have any problems with it. We're not gonna find any real problems with it or anything. So, look, let's give it a go and let's see what we see. And so yeah, I mean, Isaac's done everything he could to do the right thing by this customer. Replacement graphics cards, upgraded to a 4080 and stuff. Like he's really gone all out for this guy, because it's the top of the line ones that he sells, the most expensive ones, and he personally builds them to make sure that they're right. And you can completely understand that, right? And so when someone says that they're not right, that's kind of, yeah, it's a bit of a red flag. Power on. So I haven't even looked at this PC, I haven't turned it on before or anything like that. I'm just plugging it in and turning it on, and we'll see what we see. Looks like it's posting for the same time. Sorry, for the first time.
First time for the same time. Sorry. I know, we all do that. Tim?
Yeah.
Richard says, good afternoon, Tim. Hope you're okay.
Hey Richard, how you going? Yeah, no, I'm fine. Hey Darren, how you going? Good to have you with us as always.
Going okay as well.
Yeah, my day's going all right.
If you're going okay as well.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
Kyle says, hey mate, how's it going?
Hey Kyle, how you going? Good to have you with us. Sorry, I'm just looking at. I'm not even getting a post from it.
No, you're not.
I ain't getting anything from it. Like I don't even have peripherals lighting up. It looks like it's looping. Sitting there between CPU error. It's looking okay. Alright, let's just clear CMOS on that and see what we see. Because he didn't say that it wasn't booting up. Yeah.
Peter says, hi Tim and Christine from very cold UK.
Hey, how's it going?
If I could
We've-
send you some heat.
Yeah, you can have some heat. It's actually been a fairly mild summer for us here in Australia. We've got kind of,
On the east coast, anyway.
well, in temperature wise, I think it's nationwide because of the conditions that we've got.
Tim?
Yeah.
Wethen wants to know the specs.
So this should be like a 12900K or something like that with 32 gigabytes of RAM and an RTX 4080 in this one. And so if you've just joined me, so this one is a referral from one of our partner businesses down in Sydney, Titan Tech. And so this customer's had nothing but problems with multiple PCs there for some reason. So we're not 100% sure what's going on or what's going wrong. Like, I mean, yeah, you'd want to assume that you wouldn't get compounded problems when you get sent like multiple PCs.
No, it's fucking weird.
It's very weird from what's been described to me. So we'll have a look through it tonight and we'll see what we can see. I mean, I can't even get this thing to post right now. Yeah.
Venice is Australia hot as fire.
Australia hot as fire. Yeah, well, it's
Most
warm.
of the time, but not at
Compared
the
to a normal summer here, which can be pretty brutal, right?
moment.
It's not too bad. Not too bad. I'm not getting shit from this. Let's reseat the RAM. Just remove the end stick there. Just post for me, damn it. I need to see you post. If you don't post, I'm gonna have to do a full teardown. No, there we go. It's gonna post. It's gonna post. Can you check the...
Yeah, I was just
I was just gonna say, can you check the thing, because we should be ready to rock and roll. Is that silver one nice and in there now?
should be. Come and check it for yourself.
No, that's alright. Yeah, try it again. Sometimes if it doesn't detect a display output, the graphics card just stops displaying. No, I'm not getting anything from it.
So,
Yeah.
what's the name? Building this one or fixing?
This is being repaired, so at the moment we're just sort of diagnosing it. We're trying to work out what's happened with it. So we're sitting there on a VGA error now. That's quite interesting. Well, do you want to hit power off there again? No, not gonna work. I'll stick the other stick of RAM in. We'll just assume that.
Should you maybe put a diagnostic speaker in it?
No, I know it, like what that can tell me for now.
Fair enough.
What I really want to do is I want to try it one more time, and then I want to try a different graphics card in there, and then I want to try that graphics card that is in there on the test bench and verify that that graphics card is 100% working order. So,
ow!
actually no, I want to try it one more time with the 2 sticks of RAM in there. I mean, one stick of RAM won't stop a graphics card from outputting a display signal, but yeah, so what I'm seeing here now is that it's gotten past that point where it's a memory issue. We're not stuck there like we were before. But when you see your keyboard and mouse turn on instantly instead of like slowly, like my keyboard has like a very slow startup LED pattern that comes across it when it's first activated. And if it comes on straight away with all the lights, I know that we've got a VGA error as opposed to it starting normally. So I get like an LED indication on my keyboard, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
What about if you replace the RTX with another one, see how it goes?
Well, that is literally exactly what we're gonna do. So we're gonna pull this one off, and we're gonna chuck in another graphics card, and we're gonna just have a quick look at the motherboard and the BIOS version of the motherboard, just to make sure that 100% that the 4080 rather is compatible with the firmware on that motherboard.
What motherboard is it?
I'll tell you in just a second. So let me unplug our 888 pin adapter. There's our 4080. He's a very fluffy cat. We have it's a Gigabyte Z690 UD DDR4, not anything else, just UD DDR4. Not, yeah, UD DDR4, not the AC or AX1 or anything like that. It's just that.
Gigabyte?
Yep. Gigabyte Z690 UD DDR4. Yeah, UD DDR4. Yep, that's the one. And we'll chuck in this bad boy. Check this out. It's a GT710 with 4 HDMI outputs. Do you know what you can do with that? You can run 4 screens and have four views of your desktop all at once, all at the same time.
There's a really new BIOS from the 14 to 12.
Can you go back? Can you read the go back and read the descriptions of the older one? Just tell me. See in the description.
Yeah.
There should be something about 40 series graphics cards. See if there should be something that they say about that new GPU or something like that upgrade in one of them. No? Nothing about new GPUs
No,
and...
there's a lot of stuff about the new Intel
Yeah,
stuff.
yep.
The second last one was stuff
Instant 6 gigahertz profile for the CPU for the 13900KF
yeah,
and the 13700KF.
yeah.
Instant 6 gigabyte.
Resizable.
Resizable bar and...
Linkage between resizable and 4G.
Okay, yeah.
And, more stuff about 13th gen Intel.
Yeah, okay, so there's nothing specific in there about a BIOS upgrade for 40 series cards. Okay, we got our GT710 in here now. So what I like about using this GT710 is it's basically, it's like the Swiss Army knife of a diagnostic graphics card. It only has an X1 interface. So I could potentially chuck it into one of these little tiny X1 PCIe slots. I don't have to, I can also just stick it into the big long X16 one, and even though it's only X1, that's still completely fine. But it's actually got PCIe Gen 2 compatible, so I could put this on a really old PC that's like, 10, 15 plus years old if I needed to diagnose that, and you could still use it on any modern PC as well. 4 HDMI outputs, I don't really need that, but it's kind of a cool feature to have if you have no need for a gaming card, but you do want multiple displays for desktop. Okay, so let's fire this up again without our 4080 and let's see where we end up. And we're going to post. We should be posting. Pretty sure I'm seeing a post.
Yes.
Okay, straight into Windows. No workers. We need to do updates. But we might take care of all that kind of shit while we're here, I think. What do you think? I think. Yeah.
Nick says g'day, same time Tim and first time Chris.
Hey Mick, how you
Hey.
going? Good to have you with us.
I almost feel like we should be calling him Uncle Nick.
Uncle Mick. Yeah, I like that. Uncle Mick. Mick's probably someone's uncle.
I'm sure he is.
I'll give you a USB there, babe. We can get the latest BIOS running on it at least. But we're gonna have to verify the functionality of our 40 series card there. We got version F7. That's relatively modern, if I remember right. What version is it, babe, on there on the website? F22. Oh, how old's F7? Just scroll back. F7's not even that old. August, was it? 2208.
Yeah.
12? Yeah, August. So that should be fine, man. I don't think
This is the third one after it.
we shouldn't have any problems. We got a 4 terabyte hard drive in here. We've got a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. That's a crucial P1. We'll put the latest BIOS on it. Let's bring over the test bench. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I already commented.
Oh no, Danny replied back to you.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she says that's how I read it.
That's exactly how I read it. I was like, check out this stupid shit. There we go.
Right there.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we got an
Tim.
yeah.
Stefano says thanks for all your help, Tim. Legend.
No worries, man. Okay. Alright, and so for everyone who thinks that you can't even use a 4080 with a 650 watt power supply, yes you can. Alright, is that done? Sweet. So let's chuck in an SSD and let's go and update the BIOS just onto the latest version. Should be this one here at the bottom. And it's the correct file. And then we'll basically verify that it's working on the test bench. and then we'll try
surely.
again. I'm not convinced that we've got a dead 4080.
I like the caution hot surface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people get really alarmed sometimes as to how hot the top of their graphics cards get.
Hot.
It's like, yeah, that is literally it doing its job. If it was
Like,
cold,
then it's
that
not
would
doing
be a problem, man. That would mean all the heat's inside your graphics card. Because you got to remember, it's dissipating the heat, so the heat's got to spread out. The object that's doing the dissipating's got to get warm. So that's not necessarily a problem. But yes, I'm not, I'd want to assume that the 4080 is fine. I mean, it's a Galax. There's nothing wrong with Galax cards. See me use them before.
Don't fall over yourself.
I mean, you normally see Gigabyte, Asus, and MSI branded, but that's just because they're the three biggest manufacturers of them. They've got the most specials and stuff. So, that's all it is. And they're the most recognizable brand names. And so, people feel more comfortable buying a PC with parts that they recognize the brand names of. Just marketing 101 stuff, right? But yes, the only other thing I've got to do tonight fan to replace. Alrighty, so I'm going to switch over now to the one with the 4080, the test bench here. Oh, I don't have the power cable plugged in, that's generally needed. Yeah.
I want to know why there are even different branded cards.
Why there's so many different branded cards.
Why is there even different branded,
Oh,
brands of
yeah, because Nvidia is not the they don't make graphics cards, they make GPUs.
They make the technology.
They make the chips, then they sell them to the board partners, which is MSI, Gigabyte, Asus, Galax, Inno3D, Sapphire, all of those companies. So they're the board partners. They put the chip on the board, turn it into a product called a graphics card, and then sell it to you. Whereas Nvidia, they just supply the microprocessor, right? They have no interest in building their own cards. They do a very limited amount of their own branded graphics cards, and they're not really the same as the gaming orientated ones you'll see from those other brands. So it's a little bit different there. Okay, so I mean, I'm posting straight away with it. It's being detected by NVIDIA drivers here. We've got our RTX 4080. If I was to open up a bit of heaven here quickly, I don't have overlays set up on this PC, but yeah, it's sitting here. It's sitting here running this. You know, we got what, 400-500 frames a second here. Okay, so that all should be fine there. We shouldn't be having any problems with our 4080. Alright, and there we go, bit hosting again there on the other one. However, I don't have our 4080 in it. So all I can tell you at this stage is that there's nothing wrong with the motherboard. I've updated the motherboard to the latest version of BIOS. And there's definitely nothing wrong with our RTX 4080. There's nothing wrong with the connector. That worked completely fine. So we'll plug that back in. Power on. And there we go. We have a post. So where does that leave us with this one? Well, it would seem that everything is functioning as normal. So all I'm going to do while I've got it is I'll just update our drivers, etc. Yeah.
Rick says that Galaxy 4080 so that case.
Yeah, I know, it's huge. It's huge. And it's just the mini as well, so alright, let me just chuck on hardware monitor. I don't want that. Where are we? There we are. And let's just download, or install I should say, Heaven. Okay, so I have to take my word for it because I don't have MSI or Reaver Tuner installed here, but I did start stressing out the CPU, and even with a stressed CPU we're sitting here at 400 frames a second, high threes to 400 with the CPU stressed out. So all seems to be running completely fine there. So there was a couple of screws that I saw that had fallen out. Oh, that doesn't feel like the right thread pitch for that. Okay. Alright, so this one here, this is one of mine. And according to the customer, it sounded like an obstruction in the fan, but he said there's no sign of any obstruction. So I said that if it's not an obstruction, it's a bearing, but it sounds really bad. Sure is, that's a bearing.
Yeah, I can hear that from over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Devin says Decibel set off PC last week, just starting to download everything I need now. It's super nice meeting with Greg today as well.
Yeah, cheers, man. No worries at all. Glad we could drop that one off for you because yeah, it was really heavy.
Yeah.
Christine was like, "How the hell are we gonna even get it downstairs?" I'm like,
I was scared
well,
that we were gonna drop it or something.
No, no, no. I was like, well, if we can get it in the box, we can kind of slide it down the stairs, right?
Yeah, I guess. But it kind of blocked up in the box.
Okay. Well, here's one we prepared earlier. Sorry, I gotta open this right. So you really pack these freaking fans in here, and then it's really hard to return them. There we go. Alright, that sounds a lot better. And of course it's one that's routed directly to the motherboard. Yay. Yeah.
Question. Sorry. Lucas's question. Would you switch out a graphics card if I set my PC up to you and set a new graphics card as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Though I would recommend that you just get it sorted like yourself, because the graphics card's not very hard to install. Yeah.
Devin says, yeah, I needed to wait for my flatmate to get into my room. Didn't want to drop it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah. You can feel the friction. Okay, so unfortunately this was the very start of our daisy chain for all of our fans. So luckily I don't have to change any of the other ones, but this was the one that actually went to the motherboard. And so I had the cabling routed behind the actual motherboard. So it does make swapping it out a little bit harder, but it just makes it like look really, really clean when you look inside the PC. And I wouldn't say that it's really that much harder to do the job. It's I guess it's a little bit harder, but I mean, how often do you're gonna replace a fan? Like, even if you had a big shop, a fan replacement's a fan replacement sort of thing. Just do the opposite corners with your fans, and that'll hold it in place, and it's really easy to get the other two. Power of symmetry. That's what that is. Okay. So this can be a real pain, plugging in those 5-volt RGB headers.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little. Where did that go? Oh no, we'll have a bolt rattling around in there somewhere. Alrighty. That looks good. Very good. That sounds better, right? Yeah.
Richard wants to know what NBN connection do we have that we are.
What
What NBN connection do you have?
NVN?
NBN.
NBN? What NBN connection do we have? So we're on a 1050 plan. So 1,000 down and 50 up. Alrighty, so this one here. Let me just mix this up a little bit. Alright. So get all that plugged back in all nice and properly. Definitely got the latest BIOS on the motherboard. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Queen Waffle says hi.
Hey Queen Waffles, how you going? Okay. So this first PC, we should be able to just pack her up, and we might just do a stress test on it, just like it was one of mine that we built. So the reason is has been through a fair bit, so the last thing we want is for them to have continued problems. Alright, so we'll install Gigabyte App Center there, and we'll also install some other stuff off our SSD. So we got a Lian Li, so we'll put on, I'll just do this as well. It'll be just like he's one of my customers. Look at that. You're going to get a Tim's PC and you didn't even pay for it. Alright, so we want L3 Connect for our Lian Li. And we've got some stuff there. Disk info. Disk mark. we had GeForce Experience already preloaded. Yep. Yep. Go mark for our stress test. Looks like it was already installed. Very good. Intel driver update tool. No, I'm not going to run benchmarks on it or anything like that. We had a crucial SSD in here. We had a crucial P1, if I remember right, from BIOS. Oh, Gigabyte. App Center. On XTU. So always get the latest drivers from the Gigabyte website there. Windows Update won't automatically install everything. It's pretty good. It'll get most things. It'll get your network drivers and stuff like that. It will rarely get your motherboard chipset driver and stuff like that. So it's definitely worthwhile letting it run through. And let's chuck these bolts and stuff back in. This little fan is going back to wherever the fuck fans come from. Mommy, where do fans come from? I don't understand Daddy's answer. His answer sounded like a question. There we go. 1 unit for refund. What have we got? So this is for our next one. We've got a black Dynamic 11 Mini. And we got some stuff there that we've got to install. Alrighty, he is in the Great Southeast. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. Update and restart. Alrighty. So this is our next one. D011 Mini. And so the customer's like installed like what he can on this, and he's left other stuff to me. But we don't have a power supply in and stuff, so we're gonna strip it down. And so the specs of this is we've got a side mounted, what looks like a 3060 or a 3060 Ti. Oh no, it's a Radeon, so sorry. So this would probably be an RX 67 or 6800 XT. We got a 280mm EVGA radiator. Thank you very much, Microsoft. I'm not signing into any account on behalf of the customer. Thank you very, very much. So I just need R23. How's our cooler, well not so much our cooler, but how's our CPU on this motherboard run? What happens if I go over here and hit stress? What temperatures do I see? Straight to 90 to 100 degrees. Yeah, we need to calm that baby down for an extended stress test. Alrighty, so we're gonna set a wattage limit. So I find this is the easiest way to undervolt. I think 175 should be good. So we set it at 175 there. Oh, it's still getting pretty toasty there at 175. We'll knock it down to 160. Might be a better number for an extended run. Yes. Okay. So do you want to put me back to full screen? Okay. So we have our Lian Li Mini. Partially assembled. You can go through. Okay, so that can come out. Alrighty. So we can put our power supply into two positions here in this case. We can move it around, I believe, or... Yeah, we can definitely move that around if we want to. I don't think it's going to be completely necessary, because we just got our bits here for the controllers. So in here we should have a number of different Lian Li controllers. I got 4 Lian Li lines here, and that can just go into the one controller, so that's nice and easy. No, that'll just have to sit there on the back of this panel. That should be okay. I'm assuming this customer doesn't want to add a heap of SATA SSDs or anything like that. So it's a little bit of a pain with the graphics card in. We would normally not put the graphics card in until the very end, because we've actually got to, get to all of that stuff at the bottom there. So,
Poppy!
oh, this is going to be fun. I missed the puppy. Yeah. There's like no freaking way. Yeah, that whole thing's gonna have to come out. There's no way I can get to any of the inputs at the bottom of the case with this card and this panel in place. It's got to come out. There's no point assembling all of the PC that you can get if you make half of it inaccessible.
Puppy. Yes, if you want a puppy, inquire within.
Yes.
We literally have 7 to give away. So if you want one, you can have one.
Okay. So what am I going to have to remove to get this thing out of the way? I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out of the way. I think I just have to remove the riser. Hey Theonore, how you going? Yeah, so you'd really want to connect all of this stuff at the bottom before you install that back bracket. Because that shelf that's in the way there, that's riveted in. So there's not really much you can do about that, except not install that whole piece until you get everything on the bottom plugged in. And in addition to that, we got this one coming from the CPU cooler. And this is the USB 2 cable, so that's also got to get plugged in down the bottom. But to get down the bottom, we're going to go up and around, so we're going to keep it all nice and tidy. flange it down there, just like that. Yeah.
Fiona says, I had a disagreement with a mate about leaving the plastic on its tempered glass case. He insists it's okay. Can you please give me some more ammo to hit him?
It could be okay. Depends what his rig's running at. But for ideal temperature and heat dissipation, you should remove all the plastic that's covered in PC. But you know, I'm not your mum, so you know how that goes. You don't have to do what I say.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying
after time, it even like starts to bubble.
Yeah, it goes disgusting. It goes disgusting after a while. You're not going to keep it perfect. And
in my opinion, it looks like a smoker after a couple of months. It starts to bubble and go yuck because it's sticky in the plastic that they use. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the problem is if you don't remove it, it's designed to be removed and it's not designed to be heated. So the glue will go all like gross.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Like, kind of.
And you'll have to go and
white, sort of creamish kind of.
Yeah, it goes like a whitish
color.
sort of color, and then you've got to clean it. Usually with some sort of solvent or glass cleaner at the
like
minimum.
Window cleaner or something.
At the minimum, right?
I don't know, maybe play back on this video and make him watch it.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, temperature-wise, he might be okay. Depends what hardware he's got inside it and stuff like that. As a general rule, I remove all the plastic from the technology because it's not designed to have plastic on it. That stuff's designed for shipping and stuff like that. Your graphics card's not going to get scratched in your PC, while if you're just, you know, a normal person with your PC, you leave it on your desk and you don't really touch it until you have a problem with it. Yeah, it's not going to get scratched, right? I mean, most of the time people are buying these PCs and they're just putting them in their room, so it's not going to get scratched or anything like that. And it's an illusion to think that it's giving you it's an illusion to think that it's giving you like better like protection from things because or like it's keeping it clean or something like that, because the plastic still gets covered in dirt and shit like that anyway. So yeah, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. It's that sort of thing. Okay, so I need where are we? No. No. Here we go. So with our uni fans and Lian Li, like modern Lian Li fans, it's much better to just install the USB cables. You can install the other addressable cables. Since we've got them, we'll install them. But like I said, there's not really any need to, because we'll control all of our fans and the lighting on it with the Lian Li software. Actually, we might not even have to, that might just sit nicely in our drive tray there, because obviously You might think, oh, why don't you stick it down with the tape? It's sort of worse when it's stuck down because it makes it really awkward if anything goes wrong and you have to make a change. And you've got so much room here at the back of these Lian Li cases for all your cables. You may as well use it. Not make it sort of harder on yourself when it comes time to service it. And I mean, this is especially prudent advice, you know, if you're building your own PC at home, right? It's one thing to you know, build your PC, and it's another thing to build it in such a way that, you know, doesn't make you hate yourself or hate building PCs whenever you get something go wrong, because the more stuff you hook up to a PC, the more chances are that something's going to fail. Okay? Everything has a non-zero failure rate. Even if you buy the absolute best brands of things, they can still fail prematurely. I talked to George about his power supply. Okay. Okay, so we have literally no other spot. Not here on this motherfucker. That's a bit weird.
So,
Yeah.
Fumal says he has literally proven that you don't need a long neck to be a goose.
Who? Me? Why am I a goose? Because I am. Righto. Okay. So now how are we looking? I think we got pretty much everything in place except for our power supply. So like I said, the hardest part is usually the top two power cables. Our little small form factor power supplies. Oh. I was like, why am I a goose?
No, his friend was
Yes.
plastic on. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll learn the hard way, man. Like if he wants to leave it on, like, yeah. He'll learn, because the plastic will end up looking like shit, and then eventually all of his stuff inside the case will start looking dull and all that.
Look murky and...
Everyone takes it off eventually. Rip the band-aid off, people. It's not designed to stay on there forever. It's not a protective. It's not like a screen protector on your phone. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. the engineers that decided to put that on the glass like that is to protect it in shipping and when it's being handled. That's all. That's the only point of it. Alrighty, so we got some sleeved cables here. But did we get any combs? I don't recall seeing anything like that in here. No combs. So we got modular cables here, and this is a Lian Li Mini. It's a little bit tight. A good trick is to go and plug it all in reverse. So we'll come out here and we'll plug our cables into the motherboard, and then we'll stick the cables out the back, and then we'll plug them all into our power supply. Alright, so PCIe and CPU. So we just get a single CPU, and we've got our two different CPU power connectors. Oh geez, we're real tight, aren't we? Bloody hell. Okay. This is going to be freaking fun, isn't it? Oh god, this is going to be so fun. No, gonna have to remove, temporarily move these out of the way to get it. I was close, I got one of them in and the cable thread around the back, but we will have to remove these fans as well to get our CPU power cables in place. Can I just like give me like a little bit of room? No. We need all the room. Okay. Oh. So we've got a dual CPU power connector here. If you have one, you don't really need the second one unless you're an overclocker and you're really trying to run a heap of fucking power through your CPU. Because each one of these connectors will supply 250 watts. So it's not like there's you know, a shortage of wattage there or anything like that. Because remember that with PCs, you can put in a bigger power supply, but it doesn't mean that your computer becomes more powerful. So it might sound stupid to some people, but it's a common misconception with people and PCs. They think, oh shit, I'd rather get the big power supply because it's more power, right? I want a more powerful PC, so I need a really big power supply. And it's like, yeah, it's not really how it works. And yeah, like I said, it might sound stupid to some people, but there is a relatively high number of people who don't understand that. Yeah. Yeah, so the ventilation's really, really good on any of the D11 cases. If you think about it, you've got...
This one's like shinier on the top. I'm pretty sure they are. That's different.
It's the mini, not the regular.
Are they all like that?
No, the mini's a bit different. The mini's got the two 140s on the sidewall.
And I don't remember the top being so shiny.
You probably remember the white ones. There's a white one there.
Ah, yeah. I think I'm more used to seeing white ones as a mini. Are you really side mounting graphics card in this one?
Yeah. The customers bought the custom side mount bracket for the back of it.
I'm having a little like PTSD if you say with the riser cables after Devin's PC.
Well, I'm gonna assume that we've got the correct cable, it's the correct generation, and we're not going to have any issues. So yeah, if you saw all the crap that went wrong with Devin's PC, that was all. Well, not all of it. Part of it was the not having the right mounting kit for the CPU block, but the other one was the riser cable. And there was no getting around it. There was no going into BIOS and manually setting the PCIe generation. Christine learnt all about that as she sat with me while I was doing it, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm like changing the PCIe generation for the riser cable. I'm seeing if any of these settings, these different settings that I'm using are going to work." So I ruled all that sort of shit out. And yeah, essentially we're back at the case of yeah. Okay, so there's our PCIe power cable. So we can go ahead and plug our graphics card back in. And then our power can just come in from around the top here. So this card, like I said, I think it's a 6700 XT or a 6800 XT, and it's got a 6 and a 8-pin PCIe cable. Okay, and this is our little power supply there. So I'm not sure whether the customer has some drives or anything like that planned for this. I might just, since we've got a nice little carry bag here, I might just install one SATA cable, even though I'm not sure whether he's got other drives or anything go in. If he needs to add another cable, he just has to go into the bag there. Because the general rule when you do a D11 is you just install the cables that you need on your modular power supply. You don't install them all. Alrighty. And the other mistake I've seen people make with modular power supplies is about the CPU power. So for your CPU power, you need to have, it's usually a 24 pin on one end that plugs into the motherboard, right? But then on the part that plugs into the power supply, it's normally a 20 pin plus 10 pin. And sometimes people get it mixed up and they see the rough approx size of the connector that plugs into the motherboard, and then they see the 20 pin on the back and they're like, oh yep, that's the one that we use for the connector that I've got. They're about the same size, and then they'll plug one in and think that that other one is like for something else, and they don't need it. And then they're like, why does my computer not work? And then they bring it into me, and I end up telling them the sad news. Oh, you did something silly. And then they're like, oh, great. Good one. So I don't know why, but it's got 6 bolt holes for the mini power supply, whereas the big ones only have 4. Sweet as. So yeah, it feels like hardly anything's connected at the back here, but that is literally all she wrote. Excellent. So not one cable tie needed. And there's plenty, honestly, there's plenty of room in there. You could install some streamers, you could install some other hard drives. You could do whatever you wanted back there. Absolutely plenty of room. And you got all this room at the back here, although with a radiator mounted on the side wall, you do sort of want to keep that relatively unobstructed, because the back panel has a vent on it, obviously. And the same on the other side there as well. Okay, well, that's all looking pretty good. Let me just mess around with some of these cables just a bit. Good MSI motherboard. Sweet. Oh, need a couple of bolts there for our graphics card at the back. And we should be all good to go now. We should be able to fire this up, get Windows on it. I will need BIOS babe to get me another BIOS. I definitely don't have this motherboard on there. Very good. And that is just an empty box. Baby. Okay, so I didn't fully build it, but I wired it up.
Yeah, that's what I can trust. So I'm talking on the computer.
Hang on a sec. Missing some lighting there on our cooler. What is the geo there? There we go. But I'm not seeing a post. Oh, I think I was just for a second then.
Yeah, it's in BIOS.
It's in BIOS? Okay, cool. I don't know. I'm not into it yet. Don't think it's there.
Really?
No.
Replace it.
Have you got the BIOS file, not the folder?
Yeah.
It's so weird how it does that. MSI BIOS is for some reason the worst at it. Don't know why. Shit, this babe. No, check this out.
What?
Check it out.
But it's there. Maybe restart that computer. Because it's fucking there.
I can see a folder, but nothing's in it.
I extract everything, but it's not there. I like double favored it.
Let me have a look. Let me have a look. That's the one. You're in the other one.
No.
You're in the other one.
No. No,
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
No.
Yeah, that's why.
No.
That's why I just
No.
copied over like that.
No.
You were in the other BIOS file.
No. I'm sorry. But
It's still not freaking working for me. Yeah.
Julian has been building MSI systems for the last 4 years, never run into that issue. Guess I've been lucky.
Yeah, this is really strange, and sometimes this can happen for really strange reasons. It's not even, see, as you can see here, it's not even showing anything that's been put on it this year, even though we've just gone and...
Let's do this again.
believe it has something to do No, it's got to do with MSI's M-Flash utility and how it reads stuff off USBs. And the problem occurs when you've got different heaps of different BIOSes on the SSD, not just like one. So that's what our problem is. So hopefully now what I've done will change it up. And there we go. There's our latest version of BIOS. Getting these back panels on is sometimes a bit of a pain. You can get freaking caught. It's not because of that. It's they can come loose and get in the way. There we go. Yeah, so the dust filters that are on the back there can get in the way when you go to slide it in, and they get wedged, and yeah, it's really annoying. Yeah. That's all right. So yeah, generally won't be a problem if you've just got the one BIOS on the on the USB stick. The problem occurs when you've got heaps of different shit for heaps of different motherboards and stuff like that. It's some weird thing to do with how the M-Flash utility reads stuff on the USB stick. CPU temp looks a little bit high. I wonder if the cooler's mounted correctly. Yeah, I've seen that. RGB everything. Okay, so we've got our latest version of BIOS. It's from this month, 2023. Enable our XMP profile, and I don't think there's anything else we really need to do here at BIOS. So we can unplug that, we can plug in our Windows installation USB and get Windows installed.
They're going to replace the bridge to variety.
Oh, yep. Oh, it's been on the cards for ages, that old thing.
Now they're asking the community what they want.
A proper bridge.
A bridge that fucking works.
A bridge
it's
that
not gonna fall down.
A bridge that is definitely going to last like the next 50 years or so. I think that's what Queensland taxpayers want. We're all for new infrastructure, but just build it really good so we don't have to pay for it all the time.
I've been over that bridge and it's pretty fucking dodgy.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something.
It's like thermal
Yep. I know. Thermaltake still hasn't written back to me about my problem.
Of course they haven't. They don't care.
I know, right? Okay, so it looks like we've got a couple of SSDs in here. The smaller one, I'm assuming, is the one meant for Windows. It'll be the high-speed one.
Julian says RGB for the win.
Yes, yep, plenty of RGB here. Oh shit. I just realised this customer has his own code for Windows 11 Home, so I better install the correct iteration of the OS. Lucky I remembered.
So,
Yeah.
Janelle says, here in New South Wales, we used to drive on the left side of the road. Now we drive on what's left of the road.
Yeah. Believe me, Queensland's not much better.
Yeah, no.
We've probably got a longer road network than New South Wales. It's pretty epic. It'd be roughly the same size though, I reckon. We got a lot of highways that don't go very far. Alright, take two. Got to remember to do, had to remember to do Windows 11 Home. You had one job, Tim. Yeah.
Kind of look like tomato sprouts to me.
Yeah, but in that first phase of a seedling's life, they basically just reflect the seed shape that they were born out of.
Yeah.
The first two leaves aren't even proper leaves, if that makes sense.
They're hairy though. They got the hairs like tomatoes.
Yeah, but they're not the only things that have hair
Yeah,
stuff.
I guess.
It's not even hair. It's not even fair to call it hair. It's not like your hair. It's not like fluffy cat's hair.
People are starting to get angry at Macca's for hoarding potatoes.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I can't get my fucking salt and vinegar chips, so it's all Macca's fault. No, it's the floods.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so this shouldn't take too long. It won't take several minutes, don't worry. So if you're thinking, why is it white? It's because of Windows 10, Windows Home Edition. Normally install Pro. Alright, so we've got a Radeon card. So we'll install the appropriate drivers. $6,700 XT. So we'll install our usual suite of software, so Crystal Disk Info, Crystal Disk Mark, which test the speeds and health of our SSDs. We'll install our gaming apps. Firmark for our stress test. You might want to, I think you probably have to freaking change the settings on this, babe. I think it's about to do the HDCP thing, babe. Just a second. Is it going to do it?
Do you want me to stop it now?
Don't know the words to K Sam. Charged him $1 for tomato sauce.
Okay, so we should be nearly done. There's our graphics card installed properly. And we need our Lian Li RGB control. Sweet. Okay. We'll just go and let that one restart. And then we might go and have a look at this other PC down here. So it did get up to 100C there. I mean, it is a 12900 KF, so that's pretty normal for what we did. We could probably leave that at like 150 for our custom power profile with this chip, I think. Straight up to 100C, even with that, even with 150 watts. What's it go down to at idle? $41. We might double check that cooler. I'll make sure that that's all mounted correctly and all that, and Isaac hasn't forgotten to take off the sticky or anything like that. I mean, the fact that it's staying in the mid-50s kind of looks like a sticky. Got the big sticky and the little sticky. Alright, so I'll just follow up on that one before we go. And this can be restarted as well. Okay. So I've got to double check the cooler in the other one. But this one up here is our main focus for the night.
Education.
Alrighty. Okay, so for those who want to know what the system is, we've got a Ryzen 7 7700X 8-core 16-thread CPU. We have 32 gigabytes of DDR5, 6000 memory. Not sure what the CAS latency is. Obviously 2.5 gigabit LAN. And our Radeon 6700 XT at 16 gigabyte, or sorry, 12 gigabyte. And we got a 500 gigabyte and 2 terabyte SSD. We wanted to test how fast our SSD is. So based on these numbers, I'll be able to tell you whether it's Gen 3 or Gen 4. And we have a Gen 4 SSD here for Windows. That's our Samsung 980. And what's our other one there? It's a Kingston SKC 3000. So that's a Gen 3 SSD. Yeah. Not if you put the cables in the right place. You put the cables in the right place, it'll just go back on, no problem. So that's our SSD read and write speeds coming up there. So we've got a Samsung 980 here, just out of the box. We can install the Samsung Magician software. That's the software that comes with our Samsung SSDs. I feel like that's been sitting on that AMD graphics drivers for ages. Yep. Got everything there that we need. No Corsair. Guys should have some Wi-Fi antennas that came with all this. Literally doesn't look like they're in this box. So. Oh no, I can see something there. That's good. Just wanted to verify that the Wi-Fi was working. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's undeniably true. Okay, so this one should be pretty much done. We can run some gaming benchmarks on it, and that'll be pretty much it. It should want to upgrade to Windows 11. I can have it do that upgrade in the background. Okay, so the only thing it didn't install for me was that bloody Radeon Adrenaline software. It's like GeForce Experience for your Radeon cards, but it's way more buggy to install. And if I can't get it to install this time that I try, we'll just leave it, because it's not essential. It's just a handy app to have, but it can always just be downloaded and installed for free at any time. So oh. So we'll install Windows 11. Oh, and it's finished. Hey, look at that. It actually finished. Very good. Okay, so we'll run Heaven here. High, no anti-aliasing. Oh, but we might want to make Reaver Tuner visible. That's generally a good thing. Also setting our controls, also a good thing. And so this number here below RAM is how many frames per second it's running at.
My first car had one of them.
Oh, really?
Outside. Only the drivers.
What are you talking? uh, Alright, so that was Heaven there on high with no anti-aliasing. And then next we'll run Valley on Ultra with no anti-alias, sorry, with max anti-aliasing. And so anti-aliasing is like line smoothing. It's the easiest way to wrap your head around it. This is also a more demanding benchmark than Heaven, even if we ran it on the same settings. What's up? Sweet. We're nearly done. Alrighty, so that was Valley there on Ultra with max anti-aliasing. And then we'll run Superposition at 4K resolution. Yeah. What's that? Oh, okay. What's up? Who is it? Sorry? Hey Nick, how you going? Good to have you with us. When? Yes, yes. I'm back. I was off sick for a few days. Can happen. If I was single, I'd probably never have a day off. But if I start getting sick and stuff, she stops me. She's like, nah, you can't just keep working. You actually have to stop.
You get more sick.
Yeah, she's probably right. She's probably right. I can't pull myself away from it. She's right.
I am right.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Alrighty. And how's everything been behaving? Oh, CPU temp. It's been getting really, really high. Let's have a look at this. Let's just have a look at something. Total seafood. That's an octopus. Kid, tell me it's not. That's better. There we go. Just have to manually adjust the voltage for the pump. Because it is on manual mode. There's obviously some software that comes with our EVGA cooler there. It's not a cooler that I'm familiar with. I don't normally install them. But yes, out of the 12 volts that it could, and that's not ideal. Really, you just want a pump to run at full speed all the time. Yeah. Oh, just hit Control F10. Sorry, man. I normally turn that off, but I obviously just completely forgot because I was focused on all the other stuff. But yeah, you can toggle that on and off just by hitting Control F10 while you game. The app that it's linked to is MSI Afterburner and Riva Tuner Statistics Server. So if you close those apps, you won't have that function. But if you leave those apps running, you can hit Control F10 and you can just have a quick look at what the temperature is at any time. It's handy if you're looking at it and going, is it overheating or something? I mean, not that you'll have that problem, but yeah, you can always check it out with that. Alrighty, so I just wanted to let it run and have a look at, because while we're running the gaming benchmarks, it got up to thermal throttle. There we go, at 89. That's better. It's a few degrees better with the pump up to speed. Okay. So we're on to the final part of the night. This is where we do the stress test on this one. And we got Windows 11 downloading there in the background. Yeah. Okay. Oh, bloody hell. Wasn't opening for me. Okay. So set this up for a 90-minute run. Okay, and so we just let this one run and we just record the results and make sure everything's running as expected. But yes, I think that's where we'll probably leave it for tonight. I'm getting pretty tired. I've got to have something to eat, and then I've got to go back to bed and sleep, because unlike the computers that can keep running all night, I actually require sleep. It's such a pain in the ass. You know how much more shit I would get done if I didn't have to go to sleep all the time? Bloody hell. Yeah. Like I said, I've had this discussion, and we've all agreed that we need to extend the day to 30 hours. We just need to slow Earth's rotation by, like, what? 25%. Get an extra 6 hours in the day. Eventually we'll just, like, fall into the new rhythm of longer days, and we'll get so much more done. Grow the economy. It'll be great. No, all good. So thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video. And I don't know where the actual my mouse is.